Hi guys, this is Strider Chip. This is my gaming account. Today I just want to talk about a few things about gamers who do not know anything about games. This video was made by AK Slayer 101, and I like his video. He makes some valid points, but I want to put some of my opinions on the topic. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not bashing anybody or anything like that. I'm just stating some of my opinions about what I see within the game genre. And also, keep in mind, guys, that I'm actually a student for video game design. I'm actually in college right now for video game design. So, let's get into the video. You mentioned graphics and popularity and violence, and you found these three things to be why gamers are pretty much they talking about games they don't even know shit about. I also like to add on to the topic learning curve in video games. As far as graphically wise, my opinions about it, um, I kind of see what people points are when they say they want to see a graphic, they want to see some really cool looking graphics in a game and all that stuff. And they think that this is what makes up a game, but it's not the graphics that makes up the game. Actually, you make a really very extremely good point. It's the game art that really makes up the game art and gameplay that really makes up the game. It really gives the game its spark, its kick. So graphics on other the gamers that saying these things, the hard mid-core gamers, I would like to call them. Uh, they're the ones that are saying these things. They're the ones that they like these games. I mean, if graphics mean something in video games, everybody would be buying PC games then, if that was the case. But that's not really the case at all. Okay? And for the people, you also mentioned that a lot of people do not like the Wii because it's weak. It doesn't have HD or anything like that. Those people out there who's talking shit about the Wii don't know a goddamn thing about the Wii. Okay? As you were saying, the Wii does not really a powerful system. I mean, it really is true. The Wii is the Wii is not even stronger than an iPod. Not an iPod, but an iPhone or whatever. They got an iPhone that's stronger than the Wii. The PS3 is stronger than the Wii. The 360 is stronger than the Wii. But the fact about these things is that the Wii is so if the Wii is so weak, this is what I want to know. How come it sell more units than other systems? And I know you guys out there saying, well, because it's cheaper. Okay, I mean, if the Wii was same price as all other system, I mean, would that still would be the case? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I mean, it's an impressive system for what it is and what it does. And the company Nintendo actually is a very smart company. If they can outsmart Sony and PS3 combined together and sell a cheaper system and it's still got cool looking graphics and cool good looking games on it and stuff like that, and people are still willing to buy it, kind of makes the PS3 and Call of Duty, Madden, World of Warcraft almost in a way looking bad. So those people who talk about graphics or whatever that makes up a video game, of course they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, we would all be buying PC games. Pretty much, we wouldn't like Legend of Zelda anymore, which is funny because I never really played Legend of Zelda, but everybody talks about how good the game is. But anyway, uh, let's go into another topic. The popularity of games. You were saying that a lot of people play video games just because it's popular. Um, I think that's kind of true a little bit. I mean, it depends on if a lot of people are playing a game and all that other stuff, and people are just jumping into it or whatever, then I would say the game is going to be pretty popular. And then when it gets to the point where the game is actually competitive, then the game is really popular. Like Halo Combat Evolved, when that came out, I mean, it was fun, and then it got competitive, and it, it's just that's what it is. And then the market right now that we have for video games right now, uh, most of it is marketed towards first person shooters and sports games. That's a lot of you see more of these games being made more than actual fighters, more than RPG games, more than um, what else? More than puzzle games or whatever. They make these games more than the other games. Why? This is the American market. The Americans. These are games that Americans like to buy. It really to me it's actually kind of sad to see that they don't put any any kind of creativity within these shooters like the Modern Warfare series or Call of Duty, whatever you want to call it. I guess they're made by two different companies. I don't know. or Madden or something like that. Though these games, if you think about it, these games are the same game over and 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 over again. They have no. Be honest with you, I don't really see much creativity involved with it. It's the same game over and over again. They model out new guns or whatever every now and then or something like that. Bring the old guns back, put in new modes or whatever, or some other dumb, ridiculous, stupid shit they do to it, and they call it a video game, and it has the same graphics. I mean that's just the game art itself that they're selling, and to me, there's no creativity to it. In your video, you was talking about BioShock. BioShock was, dude, that game was it was so creative as a first-person shooter. It was so much way better than Call of Duty or Modern Warfare combined. I mean, dude, you can like what you can strike people with electricity bolts and use telekinesis. You had all these powers and guns and stuff like that. It was fun. That Borderlands game that came out, dude, that was a shooter game, whatever. I think it was a first-person shooter RPG game that's out. If you think about it, that game is even better than Call of Duty because it introduces new creativity. Each shooter is the same game over. A lot of shooters are the same game over and over. Even the controls don't even change, which is kind of sad, man. And that's the market. The shooters in these Madden games or sports games, even like Madden's, like I said, that's the same game over and over too. I mean, they're gonna keep updating the game and keep selling it to people for this amount of money. They can just release it as downloadable content if that's the case. But that's how they make their money, and these people are willing to buy it, which I just find it's bad. I mean, I respect your opinion if you like these type of games, whatever. But to me, I don't buy them because it's the same game over and over. There's no creativity involved with it to me, and that's it's just not appealing to me at all. The violence, as you mentioned, I mean, that's like I said, those are the type of gamers. Those are the hardcore, mid-core gamers that like all this violent stuff. They wouldn't pick up anything that plays that's like a Fairy Princess Tales or anything like that, and they would think that's not a video game. I mean, it's not a video game to them. I mean, video games are marketed towards everybody. It's not just marketed towards a hardcore, mid-core audience. These are just mostly the gamers just mostly playing these type of games as the hardcore, mid-core gamers or whatever. And actually, the average gamer is actually in their 30s. It's kind of hard to believe that, but it's actually true. The average gamer is around about 35, 38, or in their 30s. Okay? So, I mean, I know if you don't believe me, you can go Google it, go look it up, do some reading or whatever, research it. The numbers are probably changing possibly from 30-something to something else, but it's the average gamers is around about in his 30s. They're going to continue to play video games, these hardcore games or whatever, and that's what these hardcore mid-core gamers are going to be. That's who they're going to be, playing the same game over and over and still talking shit about how much they're better than everybody at it, or it's like, oh, it's so fun and you know it's better than other games out there. These are mainstream games, the games that don't play. I'm about to get into the learning curve. Like fighters, for example, a lot of Americans on average wouldn't play a lot of fighters. You know why? Because those games demand a learning curve that comes with it. Those games that you play in the arcade, like Dance Dance Revolution in a way, Beat Mania, these games that come out straight from Japan, these arcade games that people play. A lot of people don't play Beat Mania or they don't play Street Fighter because they demand a learning curve that comes with the game. And it's kind of sad to see how you got people out here who just not willing to actually learn how to play a video game. They think that video games don't demand any type of learning that comes with it. And that's not really true at all. I mean, they're starting to treat PC video games they've been doing that for a while. They're starting to treat these video games now as like it's a sport. And and just think about it. If you want to get good at something or whatever, you want to be the best at something, what do you have to do? You have to practice for it. You have to repeat that repetitional stage, man. This is what you got to do in order to be the best at whatever, I guess the best at whatever you want to try to be. But they don't think that at all. So that's why Call of Duty, Madden, these shooters, that's why they're so popular, is because they're so easy to play, and then the graphics, they think is so ruling and all that other stuff. These are the reasons why they play these type of games. The learning curve for games are really easy. Matter of fact, you could pick up a shooter and just learn how to play this within a minute, like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 20. Sometimes it may take other people longer to play because they just don't understand the controls. And then the controls they have for the games, the shooters that they're playing, they don't even change. Pretty much, even a lot of the same shooters have the same controls, almost. And I know you're thinking, well, that's why they call it genres and all that other stuff. I mean, well, of course it's a genre or whatever, but within a fighter or within Beatmania or something like that, or these racing games, a lot of the things are kind of changing with it. Really, I mean, each fighter that you're playing, it doesn't play the same way. Each fighter within the game does something different that the other fighter can do that the other fighter can't do. So you have to counter pick everything, and you have to learn about different characters. It demands a continuous learning curve within a fighting game, stuff like that. Same thing with kind of like Beatmania. That game, if you think about it, that's a pretty good game because it's like playing a real actual instrument, really. And it takes some time to actually learn how to play it, but it's fun. Americans are, these gamers or whatever, American gamers are impatient almost. They lack thinking ability. They don't want to think within a video game, some of them. Some of them do, some of them don't. And they just don't want to play games that's harder for them to play. You know what I'm saying? They just want to play something else, aim and shoot, and say things like shooters demand more skill. I mean, in some ways, it may demand more skill. I mean, whatever, hand-eye coordination. But, I mean, judging what I see of it, a lot of it, man, it's sad to see that. I mean, they don't go to school for what I do or anything like that. They don't even know how hard it is to actually make these type of games. Oh, it shouldn't be that type of hard. Well, I mean, really, it's not that difficult to do, but it demands some process and learning, and it has different fields within video game design that you have to learn about, or if you wanted to learn about, whatever. But, you know, graphics do not make up a game. I disagree with that. Popularity, the only reason why people keep playing the same game over and over is because everybody's having fun with it, and it's easy to play. It's an easy learning curve that advance with it. That's why Super Smash Brothers, or when that came out for the Nintendo GameCube, whatever, that's why that game was so fun. It was so popular for everybody. I mean, it's easy. Might probably be one of the easiest fighters to pick up and play. It's Super Smash Brothers or something like that, you know. But I mean, these are just that. I mean, that's their opinions. I mean, their opinions really shouldn't matter to other people. That's them. That's what they're gonna learn. If they want to keep playing a shooter or whatever, if you guys want to do that and say it's the best game in the world, do so. My opinion is I think that game is shit. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Halo. I mean, I used to play Halo a lot too at one point. I stopped playing it. I mean, I just missed the good old days with it, but I know it sounds like I'm ranting, but I just missed the good old days with it when I was playing with my friends and all that. But I mean, they're probably fun games to probably pick up and play. If it's appealing to you and you like it, I would say play it. But if you don't like it and you just you're buying it because it's popular, then I mean, something's wrong with you. Obviously, you never buy video games like that at all. You buy the games you like to play and you enjoy to play with your friends and everybody. I mean, that's what video games is about. Video games are entertainment for everybody. So that means every video game that's been created is a video game. It's not. There's no such thing as not being. How can somebody create a video game and it doesn't be a video game? Just because it's a fairy princess game doesn't mean it's not marketed towards, a mature audience. Doesn't mean it's not. It's not. It's probably not meant to, but it doesn't mean people are not going to probably buy it. It's still a video game. It's still considered one. Violence did not make. I mean, no. Well, I mean, just because the game has a lot of violence in it, it may be entertaining. If you really want a lot of violence and something like that, I mean, go watch a movie or read a book or something like that. But if you want to play it, do it. Just play the things that you want to do. Learning curve, it has a road to it. If the game is easy to play, people are going to play it more and more and more and more. But if this game's hard to play and they don't like it, then they're not going to like it. They're not going to play it. That's simple as that. Ninja Gaiden, that's an action adventure game. A lot of people don't like it. Some people like it. Some people don't. It has a learning curve. Fighters, rhythm games, whatever, have learning curves. Okay, it's that simple in my opinion. But I like your video, so I'm about to end my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And peace.